Hey everyone, this is the best damn critic in the universe, and this is episode 4, and I will be reviewing Jack Reacher Never Go Back. Now, just one thing before I start, I'm going to be changing my rating system from out of 5 to out of 10 because movies are too broad to do out of 5. There's too many variables, I feel. So let's get right to it. So Jack Reacher Never Go Back is based off of a book, Never Go Back, and it follows Jack Reacher, and he's still roaming around, etc. And he helps out this major who is in charge of his old unit, which is I forget what it was called, but it's the 110th special, some sort of military police unit, 110 something unit. So he helps out this major, and he falls in love with her. You could say, talks to her a couple times after he helps her out with an investigation initially, and he goes to DC actually to meet her and bring her out to dinner, etc. So he goes and she's not there. There's someone else there. It's a colonel, and he basically says that the major has been arrested for espionage. And so he basically goes on a mission to, free her and figure out what's going on because, he knows everything, and he wants to clear her name, and there's a big adventure, has to deal with military contractors, drug smuggling, weapons smuggling, etc., etc. All right, so let's get into characters. So Tom Cruise obviously plays Jack Reacher, and he is a former, like I said before, he's a former military police major, and he's a dark, loner, and he's on his own, etc., wandering around. But I didn't really even like Tom Cruise in this role. I mean, he's been known to have some good, roles where he shows, not even some emotion, but he just shows like he likes this film. And in this one, I didn't really feel it. I didn't feel like he really enjoyed this film. I felt maybe he was just using this to, as a paycheck. Maybe he's broke. Maybe he needs to pay something off. I don't know, but didn't feel like he was really into this role at all. Or maybe he's under contract and he didn't really like it and he has to do this. So he's the main character. Kobe Smulders, who plays Susan Calder, is the major that takes over Jack Reacher's command after he leaves, and she did a good job. She is a tough chick, military. She's pretty, so maybe a femme fatale sort of situation, and yeah. So I mean, she did a pretty good job. She seemed like she enjoyed maybe doing this. Well, maybe she liked working with Tom Cruise. I don't know, but she did. I think she did better than Tom Cruise, to be honest, in this film. And the final main sort of character out of the big three, as I call them, was Danica Roach, and she plays Samantha, a 15-year-old girl who's supposedly Jack Reacher's daughter. And she did good. She added a little bit of comic relief. Especially I think she had pretty good chemistry with Smulders, with Kobe Smulders. They probably had more chemistry than Cruise and Smolder than Cruise had with Smulders. So she did like I said, she did good. She had a good amount of comic relief that she added to the film, which was sorely needed, which I'll go into a little more detail in the storyline. So let's go into the story. Now the story wasn't bad. It was a saving grace of the film, I have to say. It was like a cookie cutter action flick plot, and but it's a totally believable scenario. Like the plot is that someone's that they think this certain, PMC is selling weapons to Afghan warlords, and it's totally believable. It can happen. Like they're decommissioning weapons, and who knows where those weapons goes? They're supposed to be like sending them back to the U.S., but who knows what happens? Maybe a crate goes missing or something like that. It's totally believable, and I like that. The action scenes were good. It was considered an action movie, and the action scenes were good, very well choreographed. And the hand-to-hand combat, which I break it down into two separate things, like I consider martial arts action scenes where they're doing like kicks, punches, knees, and then what I call pro wrestling action scenes where they're doing like they're grabbing them and throwing them and slamming them. Now they had both, but I felt they did a little more pro wrestling action scenes. There's a lot of slamming, a lot of but then there was some technical stuff like punches, knees, kicks, arm bar sorts of things, little things. Those were the pros of the story, but the cons were it kind of blurred the line between action and drama. There like there were some action scenes, but they were few and far between. And in between those action scenes, there was a lot of lull, to be honest. And they tried to inject some drama in it with his daughter, but there wasn't enough drama for it to be a true drama. I think they sort of just blurred the lines, and maybe they thought it was going to be inventive, but it made the film undecisive. Is it an action movie? Is it a drama? Is it an action drama? We don't know. And so yeah, those are the cons I feel of the storyline. And another con in the story that I saw, this might be nitpicking, and because I like guns, this might be nitpicking, but they said someone was killed with a army issued 9mm when he was killed with a Glock. And I'm not saying contractors don't carry Glocks. They carry any weapon they want. But as far as I know, the U.S. Army uses I forget what kind, but a Beretta with a hammer, not a Glock with I forget what the action is called. But they could have instead of saying with an Army issued 9mm, they could have said Army ammunition, Army issued ammunition, something like that. Or they could have just said with a 9mm. They were trying to make it a little more drama because they felt, oh, it's an inside job sort of thing that someone was killed. So yeah, I mean, I didn't like this film a lot personally, and I would give it, to be honest, a 5.5 out of 10. The actors were not very strong. I mean, the lead actor who was supposed to uplift, the story, who was supposed to make it a good story, fell completely flat. And the supporting one, it's not good when the supporting actors are better than the main character, especially when the supporting actors are unknowns. And I felt there was this, like I said, the storyline was a little bit in between a drama and a action, but they couldn't really decide what they wanted. So yeah, I'll give it a 5 out of 5. I mean a 5.5 out of 10. I mean, if you like Tom Cruise, I guess you'll like it, but I personally didn't like it. Right. This is the best damn critic in the universe signing off, and before I go, please like this video, share this video, go to my Facebook page, the best damn critic in the universe, like that. Go to my YouTube channel, the best damn critic in the universe, subscribe, share, like, please spread the word. I love to be YouTube famous. So this is, like I said before, the best damn critic in the universe, signing